Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Toonami Squad podcast sessions. I'm your host, Sam, at Samster299. With me today, we got the other Sam,
Hello.
we got Phantom,
Hello there.
and we got a returning guest who might as well be an honorary member of this podcast at this point, Sketch.
Hey, happy to be here. Also, the way Phantom said that, it made me think of Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan.
Hello there.
Hello there.
General Kenobi. Yeah, so we got another podcast out and got some things to talk about, but of course, let's do our usual tradition. What are we watching? And lately I have been re-watching Fire Force because the third season's coming next year, and I have not seen it since it aired on Toonami, and we're probably not going to get the third season despite what leaks say. So I was like, let me rewatch it because I kind of don't remember a whole lot, and I just caught up last night. And I'm ready for season 3. Aside from that, I am watching Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic. It's a deal Steve and I made because I was telling him to watch Arcane, and he chose Invincible instead, so he's watching Invincible, but he wants me to see Magi. So I'm watching Magi. Aside from that, I was keeping up with the simulcast, and a bunch of shows recently ended because we're about to move into the spring season. Solo Leveling's really great. Dr. Stone season 4 part 1 just ended a few days ago. We're probably not going to see that either. And Sakamoto Days, I really love that one. And for the love of God, do not, and I repeat, do not watch Ubel Blatt. Do not. It's not good. I forced myself to see way more than I should have of that show. It's not good.
Noted.
And I'm trying to think what else before I move into the other two that I had. I think that's so. And one other thing, saw the day the Earth blew up Looney Tunes movie in my theater the other day, and oh God, I'm so glad that this movie could not get shafted because that it was really good. I saw it with a few of my friends. We were debating on getting drunk while seeing it, but we had jobs the next day, so sadly we couldn't. But I mean, the movie was still great despite zero alcohol. But seriously, that movie, oh God, it's just so rare to see a 2D cartoon movie in the theater these days, you know?
Especially one that's not Japanese.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a very, very good movie. I loved going to my theater and checking that out. I always love it when you see these limited releases for these types of films. If you haven't seen The Day the Earth Blew Up, please go and watch it if you can. I don't know if they'll still be showing it.
So good. It is classic Bob Clampett inspired Looney Tunes. It's you might be a little confused at the depiction of Daffy because it's like Bob Clampett's Daffy. It's not like Chuck Jones' Daffy, the schemer, the nasty guy. No, this is the unhinged, well-meaning but destructive Daffy, and he's so much fun.
What's funny was that because I went with some friends, but they didn't know about the movie until I brought it up. One of my friends asked, "Will there be duck ass?" And then
yeah,
it's brief, but I
kind of
wish they didn't do that joke.
And that scene played, and he was like, "Christ, I was kidding about the duck ass."
Actually, there are 2 instances of duck ass.
Yep.
One clothed, one unclothed.
Yeah. What a good movie.
Another thing. Oh, sorry.
So funny. Like seriously, go see it if you can. And it is coming to home video. I was a little concerned that it wasn't going to, but Ketchup Entertainment does have the home video rights too.
Cool.
Ah,
I will buy it
Buy
on
it.
Blu-ray then.
Buy the
and there's
Blu-ray.
like, and there's currently, I don't know how legit this is, but like now Warner's talking about giving them the Coyote versus Acme movie.
Please. do.
Yeah, if they can scrounge up $50 million.
Yep.
Uh, but yeah, and then another thing I saw was I saw Gundam Quux. That's how it's pronounced. Like in the theater because they did that thing. Now, I am not a Gundam person. I made this clear before, and I just thought this was gonna be some Gundam spin-off, but it turns out that it's like some alternate thing from the Universal Century, and I was just like, my brain is on fire trying to understand what's happening. But
The first third of that was certainly unexpected.
yeah, and I mean, like, it's still great, and it definitely does give me the Evangelion mixed with season 1 Fooly Cooly vibes, and Gridman. It gave me Gridman vibes too. So it's definitely one show that I am going to be checking out once it drops on fucking Amazon Prime of all services.
At least it's not Crunchyroll.
I guess.
Yeah. Is this now that means no Toonami run. But
Unfortunately.
yeah. And I want to say one more thing before I move on. So I really, and I'm going to keep it brief because I know we got a lot to talk about, but I want to follow up on a topic that we talked about last week. I mean, not last week, last podcast. And that was, we were talking about the anime.com hour on Access TV. And at the time, only 1 week, like the 1 week that they came out happened, which was the one airing of Fate, like because the first 2 episodes are an hour long. So the second week was My Hero Academia, and I was curious how they were going to do that because unlike Fate, My Hero aired on Toonami. Yeah, My Hero aired on Toonami, and I was like, I'm curious to see how this network handles that. And Sketch just said it not well, because when I watched it, the first thing I already saw, no opening, no, not even, no translation for the on-screen text.
And there's
like,
a lot in My Hero Academia.
Yes, that was the first.
And the translation exists. It's not like they can't get it.
Yeah, so that was the first red flag. The second red flag, they did not play the opening. And then the other thing is that the first commercial break comes, and that was a standard commercial break from the episode itself. The one thing they do that Toonami actually doesn't do is they play the eye catchers. But then the other thing I noticed, this network cuts to break a lot more often than Adult Swim does. And considering that, and this anime episode, which only really is meant to break once, all of a sudden you'll be in the middle of a scene and then abrupt cut to break.
Yep.
And then the episode ends, and I was already like annoyed, but then the episode ends, right? And they were given 2 episodes. The episode ends and immediately cuts to break. No ending, like no ending credits scene. And then they come back from break, and then next episode plays. And at first I'm like, oh, okay, I guess this is fine. It makes it look like it's one continuous episode, but I noticed something. So not only do they not play the opening of the second episode, but if there is an existing scene that plays before the opening, they cut that out too. Because when the first episode ended and it went to break, and then it came back from break, and immediately it goes to, like, I guess Bakugo getting captured by the monster, and then the next scene, Deku's freaking out over All Might being skinny. But I'm like, wait a second, they didn't play what happened to the scene where that look even gets shown. And then it hit me, it played before the opening, so that entire scene where All Might has his skinny look revealed doesn't play. And I was like, they really cut an entire scene from that, which is why. And then the rest of it, like, I mean, it's same crap, like cut to break more often. They don't play the ending themes, although they played the opening and the ending theme for Fate. They did that the week after.
I have a theory for that, and it comes down to the length of the episodes.
And then I curiously watched the 4th week, which is the next set of My Hero, did the same thing. But then but then week number 5, which is when Fate was down to half an hour. At first, I thought it was going to be because you look at the TV guide and it's just Fate, and I thought it was going to be Fate episode 3 and 4. No, it was Fate episode 3, then the next episode of My Hero. So they actually did do like one episode of Fate, one episode of My Hero, which is what I which is what I brought up last time.
Minor correction, because somebody's going to do it. Fate has an episode 0, so it's actually 0, 1, and that week it was episode 2.
Oh, look, I don't know anything about Fate, so I was just like, okay. But then, and that week was also my last week watching it because 2 reasons. One, the service that I used shut down. My dad ended up getting another app, and I don't feel like asking for the login again. And the other, I laughed so hard. But you can already tell the writing on the wall for this block when it's now getting moved to 1 a.m. And I was just like, okay, I think that's my time to drop out. Although now, at some point during my downtime, I gotta watch Fate Stay Night now because I just started the show, and I only saw like the first 3 episodes, and I'm like, well, now I gotta finish it, so I'll have to get to that at some point. But anyway, that's it for me. I know I went on a little long, but that's it for me. What about you, Sam?
What I have been watching, well, I can say that I got the screeners for Lazarus. I have no opinion on that show because it is under embargo. So I'm not going to talk about that. So,
will there be CG mechs?
He can say nothing!
Yeah.
But
you know, by the time this is out, the embargo's going to be over.
Yeah, but everybody's safe than sorry.
Yeah.
True.
But I have been checking out Love, Chinobo, and Other Delusions. That was a show I was asked to watch because I want to make Andre watch Uzumaki.
And he'll call it mid because there's no tits in it.
Yeah. So that's what I've been mostly watching. I've been busy with work and a bunch of other things, so I haven't really been watching a whole lot other than like Blue Exorcist and Dead Man Wonderland.
What part of Blue Exorcist are you watching?
I'm watching what's airing on Toonami.
Oh, well, then we should have you on to talk about Blue Exorcist.
Yeah, I've been doing an experiment where I'm like, okay, I'll watch this week to week as it runs on the block. So I've been doing that.
These filler episodes are
Oh my god, last week's episode was so bad. Oh,
like this is my first time watching Blue Exorcist, and even I'm feeling the pain. I made a joke to where like, well guys, Shippuden may not be on the block anymore, but its spirit lives on.
like the one-off episode about the birthday party, that was fine, that was fun. But the crow demon, like, that's just stupid.
Yeah.
What just
well
annoys
written
me
at all.
What just annoys me is that literally an episode prior, the last canon episode, I don't know his name, but the guy voiced by Kyle Ebert is like asked, why do you want to save him if he's the son of the demon that killed your clan or whatever? And he's like, I want to hear his answer on why he would want to kill his own father. And then the next episode, he's like, you're the spawn of Satan, get out of here, I hate you, and all that. It's like 180 much? It's like, didn't you save him?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't, yeah. But
yeah. Though honestly, I think it would have made more sense if they focused on what Bon is feeling right now as opposed to Konakamaru. But I mean, that guy hasn't had much screen time in general. So, but it's really weird to go from Konakamaru being like, okay, this is how we defeat the lanterns. Like this is the plan. Like he was really good at seeing what they needed to do to complete the task and assigned everybody an appropriate role. And then we just go to like, oh guys, I don't know, I gotta leave because I'm not confident in my ability and I don't want to be around Rin because he's the son of Satan. And I was like, this is so badly written. Mm-hmm. It really does the kid dirty. But I don't know. I haven't actually seen past the filler, so
I'm just saying, like, I don't want to take too long on this, but like, considering the way the schedule's been, it's like if they don't air the second season, then once the season that is air, yeah, like once the season is over,
nothing and be happy if it's not nothing.
once the season is over on Toonami, if they don't air the next season, then I'm just gonna watch it on my own.
Yeah, I might do the same. Maybe we'll see.
I'll probably do the same too. But I currently am holding out on Dr. Stone, and it's getting really annoying.
I don't have hope. If we didn't get My Hero, I'm not expecting Dr. Stone nor Fire Force.
I expect like one of the shows in May to just be Lazarus subtitles.
Yeah.
But anyway, Sandy, have anything else to say on the what are we watching?
Nope.
All right, Phantom. What about you?
What about me? Let's see. I finished all of Invincible Season 3. Really damn good season.
I did not mention Invincible at all. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, you mentioned it before
fantastic.
the recording.
I didn't think about it until... Well, yeah, fantastic season. Fantastic season.
Am I allowed to mention spoilers, or...?
No, I haven't watched the show.
Okay, yeah, just overall fantastic season. I really enjoyed it.
Gosh, Conquest is such an interesting character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He has it as a profile.
And what else? I've been watching Daredevil Born Again. It is actually pretty good. I would say it's up there with the Netflix version. Especially since I think they got the stunt coordinator for the show from the Netflix show onto this show. And then started watching Jackie Chan Adventures. That popped up on Tubi recently. Been enjoying that.
One more thing.
One more thing.
You know what? That's how you should have segued into that. You should be like, oh yes, but one more thing. Started watching Jackie Chan Adventures.
Yeah, I did think about that. I just hope they drop Shaman Showdown on Tubi. I'll definitely binge that one. And then I've just been watching Family Guy and King of the Hill since evidently King of the Hill is on Disney Plus now. The whole Hulu thing. Mm-hmm. Despite the fact I don't have Hulu on, are merged with Disney Plus. So I just started watching King of the Hill. And Family Guy, I'm all the way up to like season 10. Since the last podcast episode we did.
Any of you guys watched the recently found Family Guy pilot?
I did today, actually.
Yeah, it's not that different from the eventual first episode. But Proto Quagmire is weird. Yeah, it's so good that Seth MacFarlane got Seth Green to voice Chris instead of doing that voice.
Yeah.
It was great.
And then and just pretty much been dealing with work, and then finished Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Fantastic game. And I moved on to Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition.
I'm so mad they didn't do a deluxe limited edition like all the other ones. Where is my art book? Where is my steel book?
I hate
inconsistency.
I just wonder if they're just. I'm just wondering because of the sales in the Wii U version.
Yeah, and technically it did get a limited edition on the Wii U. Good luck getting that.
Yeah, I mean it's expensive.
I still have the thumb drive for it, believe it or not.
Neat.
This little guy right here.
And I'm just a little bit salty at Nintendo for waiting this long to bring it out, because in the past couple of years I finally got a Wii U and I was like, okay, I guess we'll get Xenoblade Chronicles X. And to fully enjoy that game, not only do you need the game, you have to download the huge patch, and you have to have an external hard drive to do it.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
I spent
remember
like
that.
60 on the game, like 100 on the external hard drive, because I had to get like an old one, not like a new one because of stupid limitations.
Yep.
So I'm a little salty about that. I'm very happy it came to Switch, and I'm very happy to hear that it's got lots of life improvements. But man, come on! I still have. Oh gosh, I can't believe I'm saying this. I still have Star Fox Zero.
Oh,
Oh.
my god.
Hmm.
You poor soul.
And I tried to play that. It's actually pretty fun if you play co-op, but it's sort of a miserable experience if you play single player. And my friend and I tried to get through the game. We got to Andros, but then we couldn't beat Andros, so we got a game over, and he was like, I'm done, I'm not playing this anymore. I was like, yes, I'm not playing it anymore.
I guess.
And there's also Nintendo Land. There's a few other exclusives, but like, it's the well is so dry. They're all on the Switch now, which is good, but also kind of annoying if you're a game collector.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Although
yeah,
I would probably make the case that the best version to get is the Switch version.
oh,
Yeah. It is the definitive.
Next thing you know, we're gonna get Wind Waker HD Definitive Edition.
Oh, people are so mad that didn't get announced the other day.
No.
But you know
Not
what?
happening.
You know what?
No.
It can come out on Switch too, guys. It probably should.
Yeah.
Yes, it probably should.
All right.
I mean, anyways, that is everything I've watched. I'm hoping to see the day the Earth blew up sometime next week. I
Yeah,
tried
hope you
to
get a chance.
I tried to do it this week. Life just kind of got in the way. Especially since I had to do like 2.5 hours of overtime.
Hmm.
But anyways, enough of my
2.5 hours of overtime, my dude. I did 12 hours of overtime last week.
Damn. Nice paycheck.
yeah. Anyways, enough of life. What about you, Sketch?
Well, I did see The Day the Earth Blew Up. I saw it twice. Well, I saw most of it twice. The first time I went to see it with a friend, and we were sitting in the theater and seeing a bunch of R-rated trailers. I was like, wait a minute.
What?
You got R-rated trailers?
Wait, not. Let me finish. And for a minute, I was like, and I even was like sending out a tweet. I was like, what are all these R-rated trailers in front of this PG Looney Tunes movie? But then I stopped myself. I was like, wait a minute. We're in the wrong theater. So, regrettably, we missed like the first 10 minutes. But I have Regal Unlimited, so I just made a point of going to see it a second time, which I probably would have done anyway.
Yeah.
I was about to say, you got R-rated trailers? My guy, I got a trailer for a movie about Jesus.
Oh yeah, I heard about that, and also the
yeah.
the Living Sneakers one starring
Oh,
Anthony
yes.
Mackie.
This is produced by DJ Mustard.
Speaking of Anthony Mackie, I saw a entirely serviceable Captain America movie.
Oh.
It was a nothing burger.
Interesting
for them to tie up those ends for a Hulk movie from 2008, but Marvel is so
that's what I was saying last
directionless right
episode.
now. It's
I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for Avengers. They just had that cast announcement recently.
that was the most egregious way to announce a cast
Oh, I
possibly
agree.
ever.
I am so glad I was at work during that.
13
Yeah,
I was
minutes
at
of
home, and
staring
I was
at
like,
chairs.
I'm just so disinterested at this point. But like everything after Endgame, I can live without.
That's an interesting cast list that does not include Hugh Jackman or
Which, by the
Right.
way, there's more coming.
there's more.
Yes, there's more.
They
more
say
announcements
they say
coming.
it's not definitive or whatever,
Oh,
or that
okay,
that it's
well,
not
that's
all.
set in stone,
fair.
Fair enough, but there's already like 27 characters. So
What are they going for? 50 or 60?
what is this, Marvel vs. Capcom 2? We haven't had the Smash Brothers Ultimate of Marvel movies yet.
Exactly.
No, that's gonna be Secret Wars. But I'm very perplexed that they're having all these old X-Men in this. Like, obviously, there's gonna be multiverse shenanigans here, but like, what are you doing? This is a movie about Doctor Doom. Why you got the X-Men in here?
I mean, apparently they're setting up Avengers versus X-Men in this movie.
I guess you might as well just call it Avengers versus X-Men. Whatever. It's neat to see some of those folks come back. Actually, it's neat to see all of those folks come back.
Oh yeah,
but
and Gambit.
Yeah, and oh man, that's great. I love that. I love that. That announcement and Paul Rudd's chair being tiny were the only things that made me smile about that whole thing. I mean,
Optimus Prime will return in Avengers Doomsday.
Oh, yeah, the memes are good. The memes are good. Yeah, but like, people did watch this, but what are you saying about your audience if you expect them to sit there through this live stream for like a whole work shift? It's
funny part is that started the tail end of my shift.
Yeah, I'll admit I looked at it for a bit, but eventually I was like, no, I really need to stop watching this. I was watching it on delay for a bit, so I could like fast forward. It's like, okay, when's the next one? Oh, okay, there it is. Because, okay, I'm a sucker for music cues, so they got me there. Every time there was a music cue, I was like, oh, I like this.
And that's what threw me off, because I thought they were about to announce Ryan Reynolds when they played the "Let's Fucking Go" track, and I'm like, oh, Gambit's back. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
I guess they're saving them for the other two for Secret Wars or something.
I'm sure they're going to be in Secret Wars, but they were in their own movie, so they don't necessarily have to be here. But it just seems like, why do you have all these other X-Men, but you don't have Wolverine and Deadpool? Just a choice. Also, where's Monica Rambeau?
Isn't she stuck in that universe?
Yeah, she's stuck in that universe. But okay, if it's not everybody, then all right.
We'll give them that.
It's about dang time Shang-Chi came back in something other than What If, and he wasn't even in What If in that many episodes.
That's true, actually.
How long? It's been so many years since Shang-Chi now. It's been like 5 years.
Was it 2021? Or was it 2022?
I don't remember.
I am sorry. I usually try not to cut in, but it's like if we're gonna keep going on a Marvel tangent. If we
all right.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
My bad.
All right. I'll tell you about some other things I've been watching because I've seen quite a few movies lately. I saw Companion. That was really fun, really entertaining, really dark, and I recommend people give it a watch if they're not too squeamish. Just a fun concept that I'm not gonna spoil, though the trailer does enough of that, honestly. But it's really fun to, when we're used to Jack Quaid being best boy Superman, for him to play a not good guy is pretty fun.
Well, he's in The Boys, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, but I don't know what his character's like in The Boys. I haven't. That's not the Amazon show I keep up with. I keep up with Invincible, which was a very good season. I quite enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm starting to get concerned at what they're putting their animators through. Like, that's a pretty brutal timeline for an American show. Even if a lot of it's farmed out to Korea and other places. But like, some of those cuts are insane. But a lot of it doesn't look very good. Gotta pick your battles, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
At least the story is good, and though some will say just read the comic, I think the general consensus is Kirkman has improved the story through the animated series over the comic, and also updated it to remove some of the cringe 2000s-ness. So, yeah, I would recommend watching Invincible. Support 2D American animation and go see the Earth blew up if you can.
Amen to that.
It's so good. I did see G-Cux. I thought that was quite the swerve. I was not expecting the first quarter of that based on, like, previews. I was like, oh, okay, that's a choice. It also feels like the art style changed kind of dramatically after the first bit.
Yeah, I was like, because I didn't know much about it. I only knew that it was centered on this girl or whatever, and it and it reminded me a lot of Gridman and Fooly Cooly, and I'm like, oh, that seems nice. And then like a good chunk of the first bit is like OG Gundam, and it's just like, and it's in the style of actual original Gundam, and it's like, this feels like two different shows here.
It kind of does. It really does. And it's wild to think that in the timeline, it doesn't take... It's not that many years after what we've seen in the Universal Century. Because it's like... Yeah, I'm not going to say more, I guess. I'm looking forward to watching this. I enjoyed that quite a bit. I actually saw it twice. Just because I could. Right. I just saw Flow. I missed that in theaters, but I just watched it on streaming, and that is an interesting movie.
It's a good movie.
I'm not quite sure what to make of it in the end, but seeing the animals do animal things is always good. Always good. But I can't help but feel like a lot of times it felt like I was playing a video game.
Oh yeah.
I think the camera movement, most of all, is what made it feel like I'm controlling this.
Yeah.
Or I'm in the middle of a game cutscene.
And also, there's been a lot of games about cats lately.
I know it did not stray too far from that concept. But it's not just about cat. It's like there's a whole cavalcade of animals, and some of them are like, oh, I was not expecting that animal. That's fun.
Yes.
That's fun. People should watch it. I mean, it's award-winning for a reason. Also, it had so many collaborators that I was watching it with Duelist, and we were like, okay, when's the movie gonna start? This is a lot of logos. This is Logos the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's
like that one Family Guy gag.
Yes, it was exactly that. It was getting very, very obnoxious. By the way, American Dad continues to be very entertaining, and I hope that it stays that way when it moves back to Fox.
Ironic, it's moving back to Fox.
These things go in cycles. Power Rangers is going back to a Disney platform. What is going on in the entertainment industry, man? It's crazy. Everything's crazy. Also, idiots think that Warner's looking to sell the Looney Tunes, which is absurd.
But no, they won't.
Absolutely absurd. Why would you think they would do that before selling Hanna-Barbera or the Cartoon Network library?
Yep.
Why? Why would you possibly think that? Oh, because they took Looney Tunes off of Max. Yeah, but it's still on MeTV Tunes. It's still on Boomerang. It even pops up on regular Cartoon Network in some capacity sometimes.
It is their brand. It is the thing that people think of when they think of Warner Brothers. Still to this day. So it's like they're never getting rid of that.
There's no way they're selling that. It's way too relevant internationally. But that being said, the people that run Max are idiots.
Indeed.
Because they think that Looney Tunes is just kids stuff. Absurd. Quite frankly, way more adults would be watching it on Max. I mean, maybe they see other numbers, but like it gets 3 hours a night on MeTV Tunes for a reason.
Yeah.
And that channel was not targeting kids, like, at all.
Nope.
So don't be ridiculous with that. 2 other shows I've watched recently. I saw all the seasons of From, which is a very interesting psychological thriller, scary show. Look into it. It's good. And I did. Everybody's talking about this show right now, but I'm gonna say it too. Severance is legit. You should watch Severance. It's really good. It's such an interesting concept and goes all kinds of wild places with it. I love it. I couldn't put it down. I was watching it with a local friend, and we had to like plow through those 2 seasons in a couple of weeks because it was so good. And now we wait for more. But thankfully, we have lots of dubbed episodes of One Piece to catch up on, because I was holding off on watching more of Egghead because I didn't think they were going to release more Egghead for a while. No, they put out the rest of the dub of Egghead so far. So I was like, oh, geez, we got like 20 episodes of One Piece to watch. Nice.
Well, I guess you're also excited that they're finally doing a simuldub.
That is unverified.
Yep.
I thought it...
But
oh.
there is, when they resume the simulcast, there is a possibility that now that they have caught up with the dub after 18 years, and boy, that's an achievement. Props to them, because that is a crazy undertaking.
Yeah,
and
they
frankly,
also paused the dub at one point.
most of it was done in the past like 3 years. I think. Like, okay, 4 years. Because as soon as they got the Punk Hazard, finally, it was off to the races. Never stopping. Go, 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 go. Until now. And they finally caught up. Which means they were recording at least an episode a week, if not more. Crazy, crazy work. Mad props. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. It's such a great... It is the best time to be a One Piece fan. It truly is. Yeah.
All right.
And of course, I've been watching things on Toonami. Like Common Side Effects, which I actually watched the Adult Swim airings of. And it's
Yeah.
All right.
good stuff. We'll get to that.
Phantom really briefly mentioned a few other things, so I'm just like, because I know we already went on for a bit. It was like, I got 2 more things real quick. It's like the last podcast I mentioned I was doing like a big like revisit on Tokyo Ghoul. Last week, or a few days ago, I actually finished the manga, like the last chapter, and fuck, like God, like Jesus Christ. I see it now. And because I don't know if you saw Skits, but it's because I did watch the anime again, and then I read the manga. I saw seasons 1 and 2.
Poor soul.
Then I read, yeah, I know. And then I read the manga, like the original manga. Then I watched the anime, and then I went and read the manga, and I just finished the manga literally a few days ago, and I'm just like, okay, I see it now. Like, oh my God. But yeah, I mentioned that. I'm not going to go too deep. And then I started reading Black Torch because they got that new anime coming out. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'll actually pick this up and read it. And it's not long. It's like 19 chapters, although each chapter is like 60 to 70 pages. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be a long read. And then I'm not a horror person, but I recently started playing Silent Hill 2, the remake, on PS5. And I'm more invested in that than I thought I'd be. But that's it. We literally spent almost 40 minutes on this. I did not think we could. This was an achievement.
200
based on everything else we're talking about this episode, I figured this part of the segment was going to go the longest. And to that, I say, also, I don't play video games nearly as much as I would like to, but they added Mario's Picross to NSO, so that's my chill out game. Though sometimes it racks my brain too hard.
Same.
Also, Donkey Kong 94 is always a good time.
All right, so let's actually get into our topics now. So yet again, because we just love to get outdated, because when we recorded that last podcast, the news of the 2 Blue Exorcist episodes in Fully Cooley Grunge was still fresh in our heads, and we were all mad. And I was like, they're gonna put shoegaze after grunge. I just know it. And then I was partially right, because it's like they saw. Because this is how it feels to me. I feel like Toonami saw the backlash of the initial schedule update and was like, okay, what can we add? What can we add? Common side effects. Put that on. Like literally, it feels like common, like, because it's funny, because I saw when Common Side Effects was premiering its first 2 episodes on Adult Swim, I was like thinking in the back of my head, this would be some funny shit if it aired on Toonami, and then what do you know? And then there was also DBZ Kai restarting at episode 1, and it was like, are you kidding me? This is just so freaking awful. And then the week after that, never mind, it's double One Piece now. It's freaking lovely. You know, I love it because I make schedule thumbnails, and I like to make them in advance. So when TV guides are updated and I see future schedules, I make them. So I don't like it when a schedule's made and then I make that thumbnail for them to change it. So then I have to go and change it, and then they change it again, and I have to go in and change it again. Oh God, like I don't know what the hell is going on over there, but it's like, I don't know, like I can't even be positive. I'm just straight up saying, get your shit together, Toonami, seriously. So yeah, they've been doing a lot of course correcting since the last podcast. So the current schedule as it stands is was Fully Cooley Grunge, now it's Shoegaze, then Common Side Effects, then Blue Exorcist, 2 episodes of One Piece, which thank God, because Dressrosa hurts, man, especially that second half. And then Naruto, and then Sailor Moon, which I'm like, okay, you know, whatever, like I'll take it. Common Side Effects, really great show. Yep. But I'm gonna segue, like we'll talk about that after this. But Sam, how do you feel about these last minute schedule changes?
I mean, their schedule changes. I don't know. It's fine. I mean, Common Side Effects is a great show. I don't think it's a bad show to put on Toonami. It's perfectly a good show to put on the block. And just getting rid of DBZ Kai. I mean, that's fine. Double up One Piece. If you have nothing, this is what you get. So they got creative, and that's great.
I mean, I guess at this point, because like I had last minute changes in Common Side Effects separately, but honestly, like it might as well be two the same topics. So I'll talk about Common Side Effects too. Like Common Side Effects, because it's funny, because it's like I remember seeing like that preview and I'm like, oh, this looks fine, I guess. What this do, because the preview was just Marshall like at the pharmaceutical like event, and he just trash talking the CEO, and I'm like, okay, I guess, I don't know. I couldn't think what to make of it. And then I think we saw that first episode when they were doing that live stream. It was like, oh, you know, like this actually looks pretty good. And then I didn't really know much else because I didn't look into it. I didn't know until the week of premiere that it was by the same team as Scavenger's Reign. And then I saw like the first 2 episodes when they aired on Adult Swim, and I'm just like, damn. And then each week they were putting out episodes, and I'm like, this is like I kind of knew it was going to be somewhat of a thriller, like kind of a comedy-esque thriller, but it's like it is taking me on some wild rides that I was not expecting. And I'm not going to get too deep into the plot because I'm talking about this based on what Toonami has aired, not what Adult Swim, which at the time of this, Toonami's only aired like the first 4 episodes. But seriously, Common Side Effects, wow. And it just got announced for a 2nd season. So It's like, I cannot wait to see more of this. But I kind of feel bad for Marshall, but that's a whole other topic. And actually, I was gonna, because yet again, my current thoughts are, I'm thinking about all 9 episodes, but it's like, let me back up, because it's like, Toonami has only aired 4. But yeah, that's how I feel on Common Side Effects. Sam, how do you feel on Common Side Effects?
Common Side Effects is a fantastic show. I've seen all of the episodes, but if we're talking just about the first 4 episodes, I think that Adult Swim did a great job in greenlighting this, because this is a show that I think it's very obvious. Like, this is a hit for them. It has done very, very well for them. It has done very well on Max. It is a fantastic show on its own right, and I am curious to see where it goes from here. And I'm really glad Toonami's running it. Great shows deserve more attention anywhere it can go.
You either got 2 sides of the Toonami audience looking at this, being like, "Oh wow, cool show," and others like going, "Really, American cartoons? Ugh."
Yeah. Oh well.
We don't care what those people think.
Yeah.
Phantom, you said you only saw like the first episode, right?
Like
how do you
before we recorded, actually.
Well, how are you feeling on it so far?
I'm intrigued. It's also funny that Hank, the guy, Mike Judge, is in the show as well.
Yeah, it's multiple characters actually.
Yep.
Oh, multiple. Gotcha.
Yep.
That means Hank Hill is now a Toonami character confirmed.
More or less.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I'm watching it on Max, so I'm intrigued to watch more episodes, and I don't know how I feel about these course correction changes, but I mean, even if it means they're stalling for Lazarus, whatever.
Yeah. Sketch, I guess, like both, like how do you feel on them consistently changing the schedule around, and then Common Side Effects?
I don't know if I'd say it was consistently changing.
Okay, well,
but
I mean, constantly. I don't know.
The weird changes to the Toonami sketch. Everything's been so perplexing ever since Mashal ended, and the initial schedule, when I saw that on the Facebook that Fooly Cooley Grunge was leading the block and they were doubling up Blue Exorcist, I was like, this is comically bad. All I can do is laugh.
Yeah.
I can't even be mad at this. This is just nonsense.
Yep.
What are they doing? And the fact they even promoted Fooly Cooley Grunge and Shoegaze. I mean, it's good that they did, but
I mean, I
wow.
literally said it. I literally said it's like rubbing salt on the wound.
But I did really enjoy that that promo for Grunge, where Sarah and Tom kind of joked about the state of things. Intentional or not, I read it as intentional, and it was fun, and I told Dana I appreciated that line read a lot. So that was the first thing, and then I was like, okay, well, nice of them to get through the not so great parts of Blue Exorcist quicker. Cool. Oh wait, no, we're not actually doing that. We're wasting some of the remaining canon episodes and then going back to 1 episode a week, so that it could be timed to end the same week as Common Side Effects. And when they added Common Side Effects, it was like, okay. It's kind of stupid that they're adding this 5 weeks behind the Sunday airing, but
Yeah.
it's a good show.
Better late than never.
People should watch it, so okay. At that point, I was like, it looks like they're gonna start rerunning DBZ Kai, and I don't want that. And thankfully, that did not happen, because finally, some good news, being that One Piece was gonna get doubled up again. And I was like, all right, that's an improvement. That's legitimately an improvement. And the rest of this it's whatever. We're just killing time till Lazarus. And the thing that frustrates me the most is we gotta wait a quarter of the year for something new.
Mm-hmm.
God.
That is not a good look. And how do they
Mm.
expect their audience to stick around?
And I said last time, it's like if you are making things this dire until Lazarus premieres, it's like that show better kick ass. I was gonna say another joke. Well, not enough.
Unfortunately, it's all on its lonesome. I mean, it's going to get paired up with Common Side Effects, which is amusing for reasons.
Yep.
But yeah, there's
nothing else.
It's got nothing backing it up, and that
Yep.
is unfortunate because one, it wastes the potential. If Lazarus is a big draw, then what do you have to keep people interested after that? You have nothing. Nothing. Like, I love One Piece, but I'm not everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's so frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
But as for Common Side Effects, I think it fits the block just fine. It's fun to see it represented in the bumps. I hope it gets to be used in a music video at some point. There's lots of potential good stuff from that. And it's a good show, and people should watch it. And if they weren't watching it, I hope that Toonami convinced them to check it out, because it is a good show. However, it really was salt. It really was salt in the wound when Tom was like, "Yeah, it's from people that brought you Scavenger's Reign." It was like, then why aren't you playing Scavenger's Reign, Tom? You keep that name out of your mouth. Because I'd much rather that be on. I'd much rather have the Suicide Squad isekai. I'd much rather have a lot of things that they could potentially be airing that Warner Brothers Discovery has full rights to. But alas, I'll take Common Side Effects because it's good. Regardless, it is good, and I am at least amused at the hour block of this is everything that's wrong with the healthcare industry.
Yep.
Lazarus is just
conspiracies in the healthcare industry. Yeah, Lazarus is just Common Side Effects.
Common Side Effects, the anime. A better anime adaptation than Rick and Morty.
Low-hanging fruit. By the way, that's getting a home video release.
Yeah.
And Ninja Kamui
None of
still
the
has it.
others.
Ninja Kamui, the Fooly Cooly, Grunge, and Shoegaze have that.
Alice in Complex, like at least the ones that are still like floating online and not written off.
Yeah. Nope. No, none of those. Even though Ninja Kamui did very well on Max, did very well on digital sales, and yet
It has a physical in Japan.
it does. I might end up picking up a copy of that because
By Aniplex of all companies too.
Aniplex. So you know it's gonna hurt.
They're handling Lazarus too, because I saw that in some of the Japanese ads.
Yeah, they are. Oh, yeah, this has been. It was a difficult time to stay positive about what.
A very
Toonami's
disappointing
got
start to the
going on.
year.
But you know what? After talking to Dana recently, in the interview we did in our 500th episode of the Toonami Faithful podcast, plugging here, I thought they had a very good perspective on the importance of Toonami, the importance of its community, and what we still have. I was like, you know what? You're right. I don't need to be such a bummer about all of this. It ain't great, but it's far from unwatchable.
I mean, yeah, at least they're not shilling for crypto like another block.
Yeah, they are not shilling for crypto.
And who got demoted to 1 a.m.? Not Toonami.
Are you sure it's 1 a.m.? I thought the Friday block moved from 10 to midnight, and the Saturday block stayed where it was, which is just not.
I don't know, but I've never seen the Saturday version, and it was Thursday. Like I only seen the Thursday.
Right,
version.
Thursday, not Friday. Yeah, Thursday.
Friday night would have been better.
Maybe. Maybe. They seemingly intentionally put it after All Elite, not All Elite Wrestling.
TNA Wrestling.
Impact. All Elite Wrestling is AEW on TBS. Silly me.
So yeah, pretty much.
Watch Common Side Effects. It's good. It's good for you.
Yes.
Yeah, I will probably in the next podcast or the one after, I will bring the topic of Common Side Effects back once Toonami airs all the episodes, and then we could actually talk about the show as a whole proper and like all the spoilery details.
But hey, probably some very important thing to say. It's already been renewed for a second season.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That was the one thing announced today.
God, I really hope this season doesn't end on the cliffhanger.
Well, if it does, then at least we know they're planning on doing more.
Yeah. But I guess like moving on then. So I don't know how this was announced, but I don't know if it was an event or they just put out a press release or something.
I think it was a press release.
Yeah, it was just a press release from Warner.
Yep.
Yeah, so like there's 3 new DC shows being made, 3 younger skewing quote unquote animated series.
Yeah, whatever that
all
means.
all overseen and by executive producer Sam Register and produced by Warner Bros. DC Superpowers, a Starfire show, and My Adventures with Green Lantern, which then Jake Wyatt, who like I don't want to say is Jake Wyatt the creator of the show?
One of the showrunners, I think.
One of the showrunners. Yeah. I was trying to find the right term. He confirmed that they're making the show and it's in the same universe as My Adventures with Superman. So we are getting a Green Lantern show, and this so yet again I'm terrible with DC stuff because I don't know a whole lot. So like I'm going.
Green Lantern was the one that Ryan Reynolds played, so
it's not even about Hal Jordan Green Lantern.
I know.
I was about to say like this series. Yeah, Jessica Cruz. When she gets the Green Lantern. I only know 2 Green Lanterns, which is like what Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. So yeah. I didn't know Jessica was a character until Toonami played that Fatal 5 movie, and I'm like, oh, there's another person that's Green Lantern. Oh, and I guess she's part of and I guess she had some important role to fill in that movie. I can't remember half that movie if I'm being honest. But pretty much the point is that yes, we got another DC animated show that's in the same universe as My Adventures with Superman, and I want to hope that it's gonna air on Adult Swim and potentially Toonami because they're the same universe. But Logan made a good point that, sir, this is Warner Bros. Discovery we're talking about, and who knows what this is Warner Bros. Discovery. What you're saying makes complete sense, which is why we can't assume they'll do that. But I mean, I don't really have much on this because all we know is the synopsis. And yeah, like it's the Green Lantern show in the My Adventures universe, which they kind of teased in the Superman show when Brainiac had Superman in that arena, and you saw like a lantern and the Thanagarian, I think so I feel like at one point we will see a Justice League series in this universe, or at least I don't know. But yeah, Sam, how do you feel on My Adventures with Green Lantern?
Sorry, I had to burp for a second.
That's his thoughts right there. Hey,
yeah.
Not kidding.
No. Looking forward to it. Hope it's good. I don't really have that strong of thoughts because I haven't actually watched anything Green Lantern outside of the original like Justice League animated series, and that's it. I never saw that CGI Green Lantern show, which I heard was very good.
It is very good.
But
wasn't that written off too?
Complicated. Warner didn't write off their rights, but I think Cartoon Network wrote off theirs.
Oh, that makes sense. So something like similar to what happened with Beware the Batman.
Yes. And that's why Beware the Batman is still on Max.
Fun. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know, it'd be interesting to see where it ends up because Adult Swim never made any official comments as of yet. Maybe they're still negotiating terms and stuff like that, but we'll see what happens.
I mean, I would hope that this would air on the same network that aired the other show, because I'm just saying that if you're gonna have multiple shows sit in the same universe, I already imagined there's gonna be a crossover at one point. It would be pretty weird if you had them on different services. This isn't Kingdom Hearts. I was trying to think of a funny, or this isn't the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't know. Yeah. Phantom, how do you feel on My Adventures with Green Lantern?
I'm not familiar with Jessica Cruz, although I am familiar with the other two Green Lanterns and sort of the other Green Lantern that they're introducing in the new Superman movie. But hey, more My Adventures shows. That's great. Maybe
Can we get
they'll do
a
one
My
for-
Adventures with Batman?
Damn it! I was gonna say that.
My Adventures with Nightwing?
My Adventures with Robin or Aquaman.
My Adventures with The
etc.
Flash?
My,
These just write themselves.
I guarantee.
Yeah.
I guarantee they're gonna do like My Adventures with the Justice League.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. It's still too early to even say what they're gonna do, because I mean, I imagine that they're just now working on this, so it's like
Yeah,
probably
this is
not
going to
even
take a
gonna
few
see this.
years for it
Yeah.
to see the light of day.
I mean, they're still working on season 3 of My Adventures with Superman.
Yeah, should be out probably next year.
And Sketch, how do you feel on My Adventures with Green Lantern?
I was very excited to see that announced along with the Starfire show and the DC Superpowers show. I'm very curious to see what becomes of those, seeing as Max is trying to distance itself from kids material. This is kind of more teen stuff anyway. But yeah, there's a good chance we could see this on Toonami in like 2 years. It's not coming anytime soon.
Yep.
So, something down the line. I do love seeing this universe expanded upon because they put in some good building blocks already. And though I feel like they're kind of speed running Superman a little with My Adventures with Superman at this point, like getting all the way to the clones and stuff in season 3, I am looking forward to seeing how they do Green Lantern, especially focusing on Jessica Cruz, because you know she's been pushed a lot lately in various DC stuff, but she has never had her own show. Though quite frankly, how is it we're getting a Starfire show? We've had a Harley Quinn show, and now we're getting a Jessica Cruz Green Lantern show before we get a solo Wonder Woman cartoon.
Rest in peace to that game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't get me
Man.
started on that.
Rest in peace, Monolith.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The other Monolith.
Yes, the Western Monolith.
How are they both named Monolith?
Well, one's
Well,
Monolith soft.
one's soft.
Yeah, Monolith Soft.
Ah, okay. Well, distinct enough, I guess.
And there's like Monolith. I think they went by Monolith Productions, and they were based in Redmond, I think, or somewhere in Washington.
Mm-hmm. See, because they were based in Redmond, I associated them with the Nintendo one because Nintendo of America's in Redmond, Washington.
Yeah.
But I guess not. How interesting. How interesting. But yeah, it's cool. I'm a little bit surprised that they're making youth-targeted DC stuff because, again, Max is distancing themselves from kids stuff, and though this could fall under like teenager material, why would they be making more of that kind of stuff if they're not back into things like Invincible Fight Girl. But it's DC. And the reality is, it could end up on Hulu, or Amazon, or Netflix. But hopefully, at least this Green Lantern show goes to Adult Swim and Toonami to be with Superman. That is my hope. But I guess we'll see. I'll probably be watching it either way.
Yep, same here.
Alright. Well, we're already into our last topic. It's finally a short one after all the past ones have been almost 3 hours.
All right,
Let's
we
talk
are going to
about
have
that
like
again.
we're going to be talking about no.
Okay, Eric. Yeah, so this is partially the reason I even wanted to do the podcast. So we got our release date and we got our trailer for Lazarus. Lazarus trailer's out April 5th at midnight, right after
Also
Shoegaze ends.
In the opening.
Yes, which
Yep.
I and it's funny because I saw the opening and I literally said, I see it's been marked with the kiss of death because it's got executive produced Jason DeMarco, Joseph Cho, Soul Entertainment. You got all the gangs all here.
The gang is all here. Plus Mappa, who are killing their animators every day.
Yep.
It's like this. You got the new season of Jujutsu Kaisen. You got the Chainsaw Man movie. Oh, you got the Yaiba show. Yeah. No, that's
Yaiba's
Wit. Wit.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
right.
never mind. Oh, I thought that was. There
I
was
saw
something
the
else
first
with Mappa.
episode of that at Emerald City Comic Con because that was like the main thing Diz did.
Probably something that
It was fun.
that maybe Adult Swim will look into down the road.
Yeah,
Hopefully, because that's actually a
good.
Viz owned show, not like Zom 100. But going back on topic, so yeah, Lazarus is actually like they're marketing now. So we got the trailer, and of course, I already heard a few familiar voices, and that already tells me our good pals at Sentai are once again here to dub another Toonami original. And I already knew it was Sentai because I heard Lucy Christian, and I was already like fulfilling her role once again of carrying all these original series.
It's true. Actually, I really like her performance in that trailer. It's deeper
Yeah.
than she usually does.
Yeah, agreed.
I literally had to look up the rest of the cast because the only name I recognized was Lucy Christian.
I
trying to
can't
pull it up.
believe Joe Daniels isn't the guy.
Yeah.
But I guess
He's
he
been
was
old
too busy
reliable.
being Batman.
The guy in this show is actually I forgot his name because I still do not have the press
Jack
release up.
Stansberry, I believe.
I think
Yeah.
that's what it is. I'm trying to pull up the press release.
And he was Aqua on Oshinoko.
Yes, I was gonna say he's Aqua and Oshinoko, which I
really
feel
good
like
in
he
that.
doesn't- Yeah. I don't know. Although there was that one line that he delivered that I don't know. I feel like that needed a second take, where he's like, "Lazarus, what's Lazarus? We're superheroes."
Oh, thank God!
We're
I was like-
superheroes.
I thought
Yeah,
that in the trailer was just
That
like,
had
ugh.
some yay video games energy to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, please tell me there's another take, a better take of this in the show
I mean,
itself.
but most of his other lines seem fine.
Yeah.
I really like this delivery. It's like, here's like, is it that obvious?
But yeah, I mean, I can clearly tell he's trying to put some Spike energy in there, like some Steve Bloom energy, which I'm like, okay, if the Japanese version is having the Bebop cast in there in some capacity, I feel like the English version should have done the same, but no, I guess we're with Sentai.
Well, if that were the
again.
case, then Steve Bloom would be voicing Dr. Skinner instead of David Matringa.
Yeah, who's Todoroki in My Hero.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
Which would have been
But the-
cool, but it's a non-union Texas dub.
Wait, I don't know. I'm just like every time Sentai, I don't know. It's just Sentai dubs are hit or miss for me. There are some good shows that they do, but there are others
Oh
that
man,
are just.
I'm so looking forward to Call of the Night.
Here we go. David Montranga, Jade Kelly as Hirsch, Jack Stansberry, Lucy Christian, Bryson Bogus as Leland, Joven. Yeah, yet again, like I don't know half the. I'm terrible right now. But I mean, like the trailer just seems fine. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just because considering how the dub for Ninja Kamui was and how that and Shenmue, and I'm just like, and then I learned that they did the freaking Batman Yakuza League movie when the first one had a different cast. I'm just like,
Yeah,
man, you're really
sure
giving your money.
Was, NYAV Post.
Yeah, it's just like, what the hell? I mean, I'm still. I was about to say I'm still excited, but I'm not. But because I'm gonna be honest, I see that trailer and I'm thinking to myself, well, that looks great. How much of that is from the first 3 episodes? It's like, look, I'm sorry, but after those past few originals, it's like I am just gonna reserve all judgment until I see the show for myself.
Lest we forget that most people were like, yeah, Ninja Kamui's fire until episode 6.
Yeah.
But there were those of us in attendance that kind of saw the cracks from episode 1. Was like, I don't know if I think this is as good as everybody else does.
I mean, like Logan said in our last podcast that like he's willing to take a chance on it, not because of DeMarco and all them, but because of the pedigree of Watanabe. And I'm just like, well, you know, I'm like, I don't want to say, I'm trying to find the right word because I don't want to say I have faith in this, but at the very least, I have more confidence. I guess that's the right.
I have a modicum of faith.
I have more confidence in this than I do with some of the others, mainly because A, Watanabe, and B, with those other originals like Ninja Kamui, Housing Complex, and all that, these were done by either first-time studios or no-name studios. But this studio's Mappa, which, yes, I mean, you hear the animators getting whipped right now. But it's like a well-known director and a well-known studio, so like at the very least. But yeah, again, I'm still reserving judgment because, I mean, I thought for Ninja Kamui, they got Sung-Hoo Park, who did Jujutsu Kaisen, and if I'm never gonna get that, then I'll take this instead. And then I'm like, no, I don't want this now.
Maybe they should never let him cook again.
He has that Disney Plus show, so I'm curious to see how that one turns out.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna laugh if his show on Disney Plus is like cinema, like animation quality is like cinema.
Well, even if it is cinema, nobody's going to talk about it.
Yep.
But I mean, like that's the thing with these originals. Like, look, like Lazarus, I'm pretty sure it's gonna perform well. I'm just like, because of the bad taste that the other originals left in my mouth, I am just not excited. Like I ranted and I already exhausted all my energy after Uzumaki.
You're just Hawkeye in Avengers Endgame. Don't give me hope.
Yeah, so like, I mean, I'm going to watch Lazarus and I will wait until not even the first few episodes. I will wait until after the first half. I will wait. The 13 episodes? I'm gonna give it 8 episodes. 8 or 9.
But you know they always get us in the first half.
Yes, that's why I wait till the second half to really take it in. And I mean, if anything, at least the soundtrack's gonna be killer because they got like they just posted this like a bit ago. I know they got Bonobo, floating points. Floating points. I was thinking Flying Lotus for some reason.
And then it was Kasumi
Kamasi Washington.
Yeah.
I listened to a bit of the soundtrack, but I'm gonna hold off until the show itself because I feel like I don't know about you guys, but it's like I feel like if I'm listening to the original soundtrack of a show, it's like I want to first hear it in the show itself,
in the context.
In the context. I guess, yeah, in the context of the show itself.
Because
so
if you don't, then you hear the song and you might think, "Hey, this is a good song," and then when you finally hear it in the show, you're like, "I don't know if it works in this context." like legitimately, if I had heard that song in the first episode of Ninja Kamui before watching the episode, I'd be like, "Oh, this is all right." But then I see it in the context of the episode, I'm like, "Oh no, this is not okay." This was a bad choice.
His family gets murdered to Wonderwall.
So true. Legally distinct Wonderwall.
But I mean, so yeah, like we got our trailer for Lazarus. Like they're already posting a few clips. Like they posted some clips on Facebook. I imagine they're gonna post another sneak peek the week before it drops.
Wouldn't be surprised if they make the first episode available on YouTube at some point.
They probably
they'll probably do it the week after. Like I know how they roll. Like they're gonna because they did it with YOLO and they did it with Common Side Effects. Like they'll post the first episode like 2 days after it aired on TV. Well, I guess one other thing about the show. Oh my God, I just had it and now I lost it. I had like a brain for it right now. Because there was something else. Oh, yeah. So, but yeah, the other thing about it is the way they're handling it, which they are not going to provide the Japanese version until 30 days after it airs on TV. I don't know if that's going to be like a Toonami rerun, or just like an Adult Swim, like during a weekday type thing. But it's just like, I was personally okay with how they did it with Ninja Kamui, where you had the dub start the block off and then you had the subtitle version end it. I was like,
I wonder how much of that is a Japanese side decision rather than a Western decision.
Because Japan might want the Japanese audio exclusively for a bit. Yeah, that could be the case. Because the US does get it like a day before Japan.
Yeah, technically a day before.
The dub comes out a day before Japan. But the sub, the Japanese audio, which certainly a lot of people will want to hear, that we have to wait for.
Yep, and they'll probably only release it week by week too, which is dumb.
So just like Toei Animation, well, reversed like Toei Animation with Daimon. What was I gonna say? Well, and then the other thing is that like, well, I mean, one other thing is like with these Toonami originals, I like to see if they're able to like trend outside of Toonami and see if they get talked about in the larger space. We saw that with Uzumaki for all the wrong reasons, for all the bad reasons. So I'm just curious to see if Lazarus will do the same for positive reasons, but at the same time, because they're not dropping the Japanese version not on the same day, I know for a fact that's going to turn people away, because you still got people that be hating on dubs, and I mean also it's Sentai, so like it's like 50-50 on where that's going to land.
I would also make the case of people are still going to pirate the subtitle for the Japanese version anyway, because it's going to be airing on broadcast television in Japan. Like, that's a dumb decision.
I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I probably should have taken that back. But yeah, so I mean, I guess that's how I feel about Lazarus at the moment. Like, Sam, how are you feeling about it?
I can't talk about it. So
the trailer and the build-up.
Well, for the build-up, like when it was first announced, that was actually a very big deal for them to announce, like, hey, we're funding a new Watanabe show, and that's really cool. Certainly something that you haven't seen, and it's been a while since we've seen a new Shinichiro Watanabe show on Toonami. The last one was Space Dandy in well, I guess if you count Samurai Champloo, but new to Adult Swim, I would count it. So due to Adult Swim would be Space Dandy. So, but after Uzumaki and those other originals that came before it, I kind of feel like everybody is walking into this with a lot of trepidation. So hopefully it turns out well. The trailer was very impressive. And yeah, the music from like the pieces that were posted online today, pretty good. So yeah.
Yep. Phantom, how are you feeling so far on Lazarus with the build-up and the trailers and all that?
I'm just gonna remain cautiously optimistic about the show. It looks good. I just need to see. I just have to see it in action. Hopefully, it just needs to be good from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, what are they gonna do beyond this and then Rooster Fighter? If these originals aren't going to be any good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure they'll
if
still
they-
have like originals lined up, because I think these things have already been in motion for a while now. So
It's already in motion. Then put it out of motion.
the company moves like Tink.
Then they just randomly play the Lord of the Rings movie one night.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
I still, like, I said this a while back, but it's like I still feel like one filler weekend they are going to put that on, mainly because I feel like Jason would try to push it again. Is like, well, we did the music video for Toonami, now let's play it on Toonami like a year later.
Oh,
or
he'd
something.
love to play it on Toonami.
Oh, I'm sure he would.
Yeah.
That's
Doesn't
just
mean
not
it's gonna
a
happen.
decision. Yeah, that's not his decision. That's
Not his
Warner
decision
Brothers.
yet. Oh. Though when it comes to most Warner Brothers Discovery things, I would sooner say, yeah, maybe like several years later. But
Yeah.
in this particular case, I could see it happen, like oddly soon. But it's still not very good odds.
No.
Because even if Warner Brothers Discovery does not value something at all, they'd rather do nothing than air it on Toonami.
Yep.
That's the cold hard facts. Or at least a cold hard opinion.
Well, all right, Sketch, how are you feeling on like Lazarus, like since the trailer's shown and the info that we've gotten so far?
Sounds interesting enough. Looks good. I hear good things from people who have seen episodes at like conventions and such. So, those are from people who generally were very critical of everything else DeMarco has put his stamp on. So, I tend to trust their tastes in anime, their opinions on animation. And I think that's a good vote of confidence there. Also, the fact that they released 5 episodes as the screener is a good vote of confidence that they think that this is worth people's time. They're not trying to hide by only giving the good stuff, though. They still say they always have us in the first half. I swear.
Out of curiosity, when Ninja Kamui was coming out, how many episodes did they give out
2
for those screeners? 2.
2 for Ninja Kamui,
Yeah,
2
was-
for Rick and Morty
Yep.
the anime,
And
one
for
for Umaki, but they gave you both languages.
And then with Common Side Effects, they gave me the first 4 episodes.
Well, there you go. And they obviously thought Common Side Effects was good.
Yes. Well, I think they already knew that from marketing it really heavily at the end of last year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even though they
That's a
just
sign of
announced,
that is a legit sign of confidence from the network that they have something really special if they're marketing it that far out in advance.
True.
And yet on the opposite side, we got Lazarus, which they only really started marketing like 2 weeks ago.
For some
It's
weird
l-
reason, anime isn't a priority. I don't know why.
Even
It's
even
like-
if it has Watanabe attached to it.
Yep.
I do want to talk about how the difference in marketing between Japan and the US. If you see the Japanese trailer for Lazarus,
I did see that.
it feels, like its own thing. You see the US marketing and it's, we have Bebop at home.
Yeah.
Which
And you
was
see the
literally-
opening and you're like, this is really we have Bebop at home.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Japanese airing will have a different opening.
I think they have different music in general.
Oh, seriously?
I
Oh,
heard
that just
something
makes-
along those lines that
Really?
at least some versions of Lazarus will have a different different insert songs, if nothing else.
So it's like IGPX again.
Yeah, kind of like that. Also, I watched that opening today, and I was like, how is this both not super hype and also not exactly chill? It's just this weird middle ground.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean-
know. It just makes me think, hey guys, you like Bebop?
It also, the song, I like jazz, and that kind of
You
just
like jazz?
it just kind of sounded like a bunch of noise to me.
Yeah, I feel like it's trying way too hard to recapture the vibes of Bebop's opening.
Which, well, they did a better job than Netflix did.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, what an embarrassment that was.
I mean, I guess my only concern about this is that I hope they don't try too hard to be Bebop. You know what I mean? Like emulate Bebop. You know what I mean? Because you already got the opening that looks a lot like it. Like so the soundtrack. I don't know about because we only got a few bits of it. The soundtrack kind of feels a bit Bebop inspired, and so I guess my only concern is that
The Bebopism is very apparent, and you could say it's a reaction to combat what happened with Space Dandy, where people were expecting Bebop, and they got something very different, and weren't sure what to do with that.
Which is a shame. Space Dandy is a fantastic show.
And now Watanabe's like, maybe we should have made it a sequel to Bebop. Maybe that's what people wanted. So
it would have been funny if you just saw Dandy doing some crazy shit one day, and then in the background you just had Spike sitting at a bar. He's like, "What's this guy's deal?"
it's so fun. I mean, there's the multiverse of dandies, so that's kind of a missed opportunity. They could have had like Dandy in like legit Bebop universe Dandy.
Yeah.
I think the only problem with that
it is actually the same universe because the fridge is on the
Yes.
Lonely Pooch planet.
Yep.
And Wulongs are the currency. Which is also the same universe as Carol and Tuesday, if you didn't know, and QT is in Carol and Tuesday.
Oh,
did
I have
know
not
that.
seen that.
At least a robot that looks a whole lot like QT. Same colors and everything. Could just be a nice little nod, but yeah, they're all same universe. I don't think Terror and Resonance is. That's way different. But obviously, Kids on the Slope and Samurai Champloo are, you know, definitely not. But yeah, I don't know. I do hope that it carves out its own identity. But like, you got the John Wick guy for the fight choreography. That's hype.
Yeah, but they got him for Ninja. He did the last fight of Ninja Kamui.
He did the last fight? Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure he did. I remember they credited him on one of the fights, and they even did a behind-the-scenes thing, showing the comparison between the motion capture and the actual scene itself, which I'm just like, y'all are really proud of this fight?
Well, what I've seen of this show definitely has better action choreography, so...
Well,
and it's 2D until the CGI mech suits show up. That's obviously going to happen in episode 6 or 7.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
I was gonna say technically the
Mentally
show.
prepare yourself.
I was gonna say technically the show is CG because I mean the way they're doing it is that it's all 2D characters, but all the backgrounds is CGI. I think that's what they said.
Not all the backgrounds. There's
okay.
a mix.
Yeah, there's probably some backgrounds that do CGI, some that do not. It's very common.
Yeah, it's especially if they want free camera movement, they'll do CGI backgrounds.
Yeah, it's easier to do it that way than drawing it by hand.
But yeah, like the clip that we've seen of him busting out of the jail, there's certainly some CGI buildings in there at points, but not. It's mostly 2D.
Yep.
So if it is CGI, at least they're doing a good job of hiding it. Unlike Ninja Kamui.
I mean, let's just wait for episode 7, all right?
I know, right? Episode 7. It's they always have us in the first half. They always get us in the first half.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I don't want to put the entire expectations of a year of Toonami or more on this one show, but if it's all they're giving us,
it better be good.
It better be worth it.
Because if it's not, I'm just going to be like, y'all gave us a very bad start to the year for this.
And because I wanted to experience it on Toonami with the audience, I did not watch the screeners. I did not choose to be the person to watch the screeners and do the review. So...
Is anybody doing review over there, or...?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. I guess before we wrap up, anyone else got anything to talk about with Lazarus? I mean, like, for me, I just, like... I'm going in with zero expectations. It's just, like... I do not want to, you know, burn myself like I did with Fooly Cooly, with Ninja Kamui, with Uzumaki. So I'm just, like, being extra cautious this time. I hope it's good, but I am not holding my breath. But you were saying?
Sorry. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, reviews should be out by the time that this podcast is uploaded. I don't know when that is going to be, but I would assume it's sometime next week. So, reviews should be out. I think I have a fairly good idea of where it'll land with people. So, you know, we'll see what happens.
I guess my only hope is that I want this to be talked about beyond the scope of just the Toonami audience for the right reasons. Not like with what happened with Uzumaki. Like,
well, it is
honestly,
a Watanabe show, so it has that much interest going for it.
Yeah, I mean, like Carol and Tuesday, it's actually releasing on time instead of coming out months after the fact.
Yep.
Phantom, anything you want to add, or?
No, again, just cautiously optimistic about the show.
But yeah, I guess this wraps things up. This is the first short podcast we've had. Well, I don't want to say short. I mean, we're still over an hour and a half, but much substantially shorter podcast
it's
that
close
we've
enough.
had.
I can keep talking. I saw Witch Watch. That was really fun.
I actually chose not to watch that because I'm tired of compilation movies. If I wanted to extend this podcast, I could go on a rant about compilation movies because I'm actually starting to get really sick of them.
I might actually like to get on a little small rant. Gee, kids, put your films in more places where I can go see them. I don't want to go an hour out of my way to go see a movie, okay? Come on.
Daylight Curfew collab. What Toonami collab?
Oh yeah, that's
ending.
That's ending. Yeah.
Whatever.
A shame.
I guess
if you were like grimacing at paying $35 for a Toonami hat like I was, now it's like $25, which is at least a bit easier to stomach.
Small bit.
I still
I only
Fine,
bought a
hey,
T-shirt
point.
since they came back.
I bought a
Oh,
hoodie, not necessarily in this batch of stuff. I think it was several years ago at this point. Yeah, I've not bought much on there. I'm thinking about getting the hat if they still have them, but
You got until the 31st.
It's all overpriced, man.
Yeah.
Even when it's discounted because they're getting rid of it, it's so overpriced.
I might as well just make my own Toonami merch. Damn it!
With blackjacks and hookers.
Though I will say, the
the
price of
Toonami,
some
sure.
things is way out of hand. But like, if you compare it to the price of a sweatshirt at other places besides like Walmart, it's not that bad. It's kind of in line with typical real retailers for like a big and tall store.
Yeah.
Where things are more expensive than like Target and Walmart. So you can keep that in mind. It's not egregious in some cases, but still.
That
You're
Ben 10 jacket, though.
You're definitely paying for that license.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Oh, that Space Ghost crew jacket, man. Oh, so
Alright.
tempting.
Well, I mean, I guess one other thing, I guess I should bring up before ending this, because I don't know when the next podcast is going to be, but we're at the end of March, and what is our yearly tradition when March ends? Adult Swim April Fools. I don't know what's going to happen, but I hope it's interesting or fun.
Anything could happen, including
They just
nothing.
leaked the Nintendo Direct that happens the
Yes.
day after. So
Ah, that would be an interesting collaboration.
yes.
Watch Nintendo special Toonami airing of the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Let's go.
Yeah.
But all right, I'm gonna end things here now. So yes, this has been another glorious podcast. So you can follow me on Twitter at Samster299, Blue Sky Samster299, YouTube Samster299, where I do all the Toonami archiving, and I am also making a compilation of all the tier list videos into a single mega video, because that seems to be the trend on YouTube these days, making mega compilations of previous videos.
Yeah,
Just put
it's
on in the
either
background.
mega compilations or shorts.
Yeah, and I don't feel like doing shorts because that just takes more effort. So yeah, and then obviously Toonami Squad on Twitter, Toonami Squad Facebook, Threads, Instagram. I'm pretty sure we got a TikTok. Steve is our social media guy. He knows all this stuff. Obviously, check out.
Have it.
Obviously, and you'd also listen to the podcast on YouTube, which but also on Spotify and iTunes, I believe so.
I believe it's called Apple Podcast now.
Or Apple Podcasts. I don't know. And obviously Toonami Squad website, and Sam recently put out a good article on Space Dandy, so check that out. Also expired merch at redbubble.com. I gotta keep saying that. I don't even know if that exists still.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Obviously I feel like we either need to take it down or give it a massive overhaul.
I say massive overhaul.
But I think that's everything. What about you, Sam?
You can follow me on Blue Sky, and please check out my Space Dandy Toonami throwback article. It's up there. I am very proud of that, and I'm currently working on other things.
All right, Phantom, where can we find you at?
All right. Really, just Blue Sky. Same with Toonami Squad Gaming Zone on Blue Sky and Twitch. We're bringing back Metroid Prime Remaster after finally finishing Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, and we're adding one more game into the lineup, which you'll find out after this, sometime before or after this episode comes out. And we're also going to be streaming our reaction to the Switch 2 Direct on Wednesday. fun stuff.
All right, and Sketch, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Sketch1984. You can look me up on Blue Sky, Sketch1984. Listen to my podcast. It's Toonami Faithful Podcasts. On
Congrats on the 500, by the way.
Yes, thank you. We had a great 3-hour 500th episode live recording where we spoke with Dana Swanson for about an hour of that and talked to some other folks who called in to just congratulate us, and all that. It was a big love fest, and
Sam and I included.
Yeah, both of you were on there. Thanks for calling in, guys.
No problem. Congrats on 500.
Congrats. I mean, I guess
I still can't freaking believe it. It's too much. It's too much.
I guess I should also mention, because this didn't exist by the time when the last podcast was out, but the fan summit, that was a really good time. If you have not seen that, please go check that out. The Toonami,
yes, please do.
The fan summit. All right, well, I believe that's about it. So once again, this has been another episode of Toonami Squad podcast sessions. I don't know when the next one will be, because honestly, like, I usually space these out by how much news we get, but like, I also want to make an effort to do these more often, because I feel like if I wait too long, the topics build up and then the episodes become longer. But yeah, so this has been another episode of Toonami Squad podcast sessions. Y'all take care, y'all have a good one, and see ya
Later.
May your heart be your guiding key.